Good afternoon, team, and welcome to this episode of What an Absolute Fit Show. Today I'm talking to Danny. He's the founder and owner of Area 51 Fitness. We're going to talk about his gym, entrepreneurship, and what got him to where he is now. Hope you enjoy it. See you on the other side. You always want to be an entrepreneur?
No, the whole gym thing come because I was training quite a lot. I was training for 4 hours a day. So obviously I bumped into Tim and he asked me about it. I heard he was opening a gym. So I started doing the boot camp. I was doing the boot camp every day for like 5 days a week.
Where was it?
When we were over the road.
You were taking the boot camp, or you were
not to start with.
Right.
I wasn't doing it to start with. I was just really loved it. I was just really into it. So I was doing that 5 days a week, going to the boot camps, and then I got wind of him turning it into a gym. His partner at the time wanted to back out,
Right.
So then I stepped in.
Okay.
And put a little bit of an investment in place.
What was the time frame for that? Like, how did it happen really quickly, or did it happen over?
It was quite rapid after the things got in motion.
Did you feel like if you'd had time to stop and think about what you were doing, would you have gone, shit, this is too much of a risk, I'm not going to do this? I mean, I'm not going to ask you where you got the investment from. I'm not going to ask you what investment you put in, but an investment's an investment.
Yeah.
Did you ever think, oh, is it worth it? Is it?
No, I didn't. I never thought that, because I was proper excited about it. I thought, I'm going to have my own gym. This is going to be going to be the making of me. So there was never any regrets.
Okay.
Never. I did have a lot of people tell, all the accountants, even my old man, or they were saying it's not going to work. You're putting money into the wrong thing.
Really?
It's going to fail. Everybody was saying that to me to start with. Everybody.
Really?
Gyms don't work. Only because my old man was going to his accountants to make sure I was doing the right thing.
Yeah.
And they were telling him, tell your lad to get out while he can. Do not invest into a gym. Gyms do not make money. It's a dead investment. Do not do it. And then 7 years later, we're probably the biggest gym
around
in Crewe and the surrounding areas.
Yeah.
So,
that's really interesting, because I've had it a lot in the past where I've tried to do things or I've done things and everybody's just told me not to do it.
Yeah.
You know, even to the point where just going and coaching, people were like, no, what are you doing? Why are you leaving the Navy? Why are you going to, you're going to be a PT? Like, what, how are you going to make money doing that? And it's like, well, it's paying my mortgage now, motherfucker. You know, and it's, I feel that I'm quite successful as a coach. You're obviously very successful as a gym owner. So once you'd opened the gym, what was it like? What was the first sort of year?
Oh, that was a struggle.
Was it?
That was a struggle, yeah. Because we didn't get paid for a couple of years.
Okay.
Well, we got paid, but we got paid very small.
Okay.
For a couple of years while we were building, because obviously the membership needed to build up.
Yeah.
So we got paid, but we got paid small. So I was still out driving wagons. I was working nights on the rail and stuff.
Oh, really?
Like that, doing some wagon work.
Yeah. Well, this is something that I think a lot of people don't get when they start a business, whether it's in the fitness industry or whatever it is. They think that, okay, cool, I'm going to start this business. All of a sudden, I'm just going to start making money hand over fist.
Yeah.
Or like for my...
Oh, it doesn't happen overnight.
No, my part of the industry would be, okay, I've done my level 3 PT. I'm going to put my fact that I'm a level 3 PT in my Instagram bio, and people are going to come rush in to come and train with me. It doesn't happen like that.
No.
I had to do the same thing. When I came back here, I had to get a night shift as well do this. The same as you. You were driving wagons around.
I remember when you come on with me, actually. Yeah. I remember when we were trying to say, can you get off that?
Yeah.
That's quality, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
But
it all turns around. If you persist at it, and I think one of the main reasons I wanted to do this today is to almost, if anybody's thinking about doing something, to sort of say, like, don't listen to the fucking... Obviously, you need to listen to people.
It's always good. It's always a really sweet feeling when you prove people wrong.
Yeah, I bet.
Honestly, you won't believe the amount of people were saying that this was going to fail.
Really?
Even through that, because over the 2 years, it was a struggle. Because every winter, every December, everyone dropped off. Everyone.
Yeah. But that's just the fitness. That's just a trend in the fitness industry.
It was like, now you'd struggle in the winter months because everyone was out on the drink and eating food, and then January would come and then you'd be bang
straight back.
You'd be flying again.
Yeah. It's hard, isn't it? Sometimes when you think like November, December, or whatever month in your industry or time in your industry that it isn't as busy, you think, how am I ever going to recover from this? How are we ever going to? But it does. It just every year as well compounds and just gets better and better, doesn't it?
See, what we got to a certain point after 2 years when we didn't make it after a couple of years. It didn't start becoming what it was. It was more like 4 years until because they always say don't need, and it's a true. I think it's a true saying. If you've survived 2 years, you're going on the right path.
Yeah. Most
businesses fail in the first 2 years. So that's a very true saying. But we didn't start being able to invest more money until the 4th year.
Yeah.
I mean, we had a bit of luck with, total closed and a couple of members come in, but all the money that we got, we just went full bore with Panata kit.
Yeah.
So now we've got the best quality kit in the whole town.
Yeah.
So it just all spiraled from there because everything we got, we didn't line our pockets with it. We just put it all back in the gym.
I think that's what you've got to do as a business.
You'll fail otherwise.
If you're gonna go self-employed or open a business or whatever you're gonna do outside of working for somebody else with a main aim to make money, it's not going to work because you need to, obviously you want to make money, you want to have enough money to live, you want to have enough money to do the things that you want to do. But if you're thinking I'm going to take a massive dividends out of this every single year, and not put anything back into the business, it's never going to work because you need to love that business. I think you really need to focus on making it as good as you can.
You've got to keep people interested.
Yeah.
I mean, if I was just to go, right, I'm just going to keep the same kit I had from 7 years ago, I wouldn't have the member because I had a conversation with my old man the other night. Why do you keep putting more money into it? Why don't you just leave it and let your bank build up?
Yeah.
I said, it won't work like that because I wouldn't have the people that I've got in the gym now.
Yeah.
If I did that and had rusty old kit there, there's no way they'd all be with me.
No.
They're only for what I've done to the gym and what I've made of it and bringing in the Panata kit. And if we didn't do that, they'd all fade away. You've got to just keep it
going.
Because at the end of the day, the members pay the bills.
Yeah.
So we have to keep them happy.
Yeah. Yeah. That is. So let's talk very briefly about what happened during the pandemic. That must have been this is probably something that gyms were hit really hard. Yeah. Coaches were hit really hard. I know everybody was hit really hard. I'm not trying to take it away from any other industry, but you have to close. You can't open. Where are you going to get your money? What are you going to do? Like for us, we had the option of maybe going online. As a gym, was that kind of
we did. We were on the brink of collapse during COVID. It was a scary time that was.
Yeah.
So because he didn't give us the grant to start with, he wouldn't give us nothing. He wouldn't give us nothing.
Right.
But then we were still paying rent, so we'd still have to pay the rent.
Yeah.
But we had no income. So. But luckily, again, there was about 300 members that kept going for us. If it weren't for them, we'd have probably folded.
Really,
that come to the time though. It was such a bad time. What then turned into it just blossomed because as soon as they let people back in gyms, everyone come flooding through the doors, and then we ended up getting one of the grants in the end.
Yeah, and
that's when we just invested in more kit.
Right. Okay.
And it just sort of spiraled that. And then we ended up buying my old business partner out.
Yeah.
So I ended up buying him out.
Yeah.
And then it just skyrocketed from there.
Gives you a lot more freedom to do
what
you
did.
Want to do,
it was because then I just put everything where I wanted it to be. Because I always run the gym as not what I want. I'm not a PT, so I don't run it as a PT. I run it as if so many people ask for one piece of kit, that piece of kit will get you.
Yeah.
I don't run it for what I want. I run it for what they want.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But when that pandemic first happened, we were on the brink of collapse.
Yeah,
because you couldn't let no one in. You were saying you were going to fine you 10 grand if you opened the gym and all that sort of stuff.
You look back at it now, you think, how mad was it? Because actually, you'd probably been potentially even benefited by letting people in to gyms to exercise, to be healthier.
Yeah. For them, to turn around and say it was a cold.
I know. So, like, what are your thoughts on owning a gym in general? Like, do you enjoy it? Is it really stressful? Is it, obviously it's going to be stressful, but is it something that you end every day and you think, yeah, this is pretty
now
cool.
I do. Yeah. I absolutely love the place now. Like you said earlier, I've seen you here loads, but I absolutely love the place now.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, I'm in pretty much full control of the place.
Yeah.
And because of that, you can see the place blossom. Everyone can see what's happened to the place.
Yeah.
I mean, we have had some lucky branches thrown at us, but
yeah,
there was a period where it was like, this is hard.
Yeah.
Like, I'm working every hour under the sun and I'm making peanuts. You know what I mean? You know, and then, but it all changed. It's just persistence.
Yeah.
Just keep with it. Just keep going.
Yeah.
And that's what we did. Just kept on going with it to the point where we were quite successful.
Now.
We're quite successful now.
And it's only going to get better.
Yeah.
As things
well, it will, because I'll make it get better.
Yeah.
Because we're on about opening another one now in the near future.
Yeah.
But it will make it get better. We won't stand still.
Yeah. And then when you think back 7 years to those people telling you, "No, it's not a good investment, this, mate." And basically, all you do when you start your own business, whatever it is, you're basically just giving yourself a job, aren't you?
Yeah.
You work. What you do.
Yeah.
Anybody that thinks that
you put yourself in charge of it, a managerial role of the business, and it's your job to get it busy.
Get it busy. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. So everybody thinks you're a millionaire, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. Everyone thinks that. Yeah, that was more so when we were first open. Oh, you must have loads of money having all this kit and all this. No, I don't.
People don't.
Because it's all gone into this business.
Yeah,
I've got nothing.
Yeah, and everybody expects.
Even now, like everything we get, we put back in because we need to keep the place fresh. We need to keep people.
Need to keep it going.
People enjoying it. Like I said, the members pay the bills, so we need to look after them.
Yeah.
But yeah, everyone seems to think that you've got money coming out your ears, but you haven't. People don't understand how much it costs to run a building like this.
Yeah.
And the electrics, the business rates, the VAT payments, the list goes on. They absolutely sting us with taxes and stuff like that. So it's not as easy as people think. And we're not.
Well, if it was, every PT would have their own gym.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
everybody who's ever had an idea of, because basically all you're doing, having a gym, and it must be quite hard for you when you come in and you see somebody maybe misusing a piece of equipment or whatever, because that, for all intents and purposes, that's yours. But your whole business model is you buy shiny new kit, and over time people just destroy it.
I mean,
you have to get more kit.
We've molded them to that in the end. And now they've started to. They're a lot. They're quite respectful now.
There's a lot more respect. Yeah.
Only because we only have we have a rule.
Yeah.
Do something twice, you're out.
Yeah.
If it's an accident, it's an accident as long as you tell us.
Whereas if you go to like a more,
if you go to pure gym, there's going to be plates and stuff all over the place. We will not have that here. Yeah. Even my coaches, like yourself, and the staff, we will not have people leaving plates on machines.
Yeah.
We just don't have that sort of stuff in here. So, but now everybody else does the same thing, so people follow suit now. So everything gets put in it plate.
Yeah.
Well, that's to be. Someone asked me about going 24-hour. I said, if I went 24-hour, because no one's there watching and telling everyone, I'd have plates all over the place.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I can't have that.
And there's nobody to
and then somebody be coming in the morning and have to tidy it all up, and it just end up getting wrecked.
Yeah.
So that's the reason I didn't want to go 24-hour, because I just wanted eyes on everyone and what. Not eyes on everyone, but just making sure people are putting the weights after them. We tell them on entry to the gym. Keep the place tidy.
Yeah.
Look after people. It could be a woman coming on after you, or an older person coming after you that doesn't lift as much. Make sure you tidy the stuff up.
Yeah.
Put your weights back. Re-rack your weights.
I think as well, this sort of gym is a lot more community based. So you're going to have that. You're going to have people looking after each other. Everybody knows. Like, everybody knows my name, although nobody really. I might not know them.
Yeah, they know your name, but you don't know theirs.
Well, no, but like they kind of, there's just a community, isn't there? Because it's a privately run gym.
Yeah,
it's almost like a family, isn't it? Which makes it so much friendlier.
Oh yeah, it's so much. The atmosphere in here is amazing now. Yeah. Love it. That's what I mean. It's such an enjoyable place to be now.
Yeah.
Now everyone, like I say, once you get it into everyone's head, you cannot be. You're in a private gym now. You're not in a commercial gym where the instructors or the cleaners will put your stuff away after you.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Everyone falls in line. They start to like it. They start to respect it, and then you'll respect each other. Then everybody helps each other in here. People see it as like, some people see it as an intimidating place. As soon as you come through these doors and you see how welcoming we are, that all changes for them. Yeah. There's loads of people they'll come in and they'll say to me, I've wanted to come for ages, but I've been a bit intimidated about coming. And they'll get here and they'll have everyone bouncing around, everyone having a good time in here, and everyone chatting, everyone helping each other.
And the thing is as well,
that's one thing I'm really proud of with it.
You walk through the door and you're straight into the weights area with all the new Panata kit, and there is some big men. There's some big guys that train there. But they're all teddy bears, really, aren't they?
They'll be the ones that help you.
Yeah.
They'll be the ones that'll come over and give you a hand. They're all the same. It's not what's the word for it?
Perceived
to be.
Yeah.
So when you go in, and even all those, like the instructors will always be bouncing around if you ever need a hand and that. Yeah. It's not what people think.
Yeah. It's awesome, mate. It's awesome. I think you've built something really, really good, and I really hope that I'm sure that it will continue to grow and become everything that you want it to be.
Yeah.
So what I want to do now is just talk to you a little bit about, or ask you a few questions, less about the actual gym and more just about you as a businessman. And obviously you got into it kind of by accident. You said you were driving wagons.
Yeah, I was driving trucks.
Yeah, you're driving trucks, and that for the trains, right?
Yeah. Well, that was when I started working here.
Yeah.
So I was when I built the gym.
Yeah.
I was having to do that as well.
Okay.
To be able to make ends meet.
Yeah. So, what was the catalyst for you leaving that and coming full time here? Was it just the fact that you started making more money, or was it a conscious decision? You were like, I can't put everything into my business.
Yeah, exactly.
If I'm doing this job as well.
It was both. So as soon as this gave me enough, so I could look after my family, and be the gym, and look after myself and my family on its own, I was always going to be here full time. Yeah, like you just said. Then, it needs full attention to get it to where you need it to be.
What are your, and not from the gym perspective, what you want the gym to be? Because I think everybody knows what you want the gym to be. You've got it pretty much there. You just said you're on about opening other places and growing this one. Where do you want to be? Like, as a person, what's your sort of goals going on from here now? Like, you've built this awesome establishment up, this awesome business up. Where do you want to go?
See, my next goal would be to open one abroad. Right. Eventually, I'd like to.
Yeah.
It's just choosing the right place.
Yeah.
But my first goal, I always set my goals. So my first goal from now is to get this the best it can be. So there's nothing else we can do to this gym. Yeah. Everything's in its place where it needs to be. There's a little bit of work we've got to do here yet. Yeah. I even know it doesn't look like we've got to, but there's a little bit more I want to put into this. And then as soon as that's done, I would like to go abroad,
really,
and open one. We've talked about it, and it's something that
that'd be awesome. So it's quite telling, actually, that we've been talking now for about 20 minutes, and every time that I ask you something about yourself, you immediately go straight into the gym.
Yeah, without even realising.
Because I ask you, what are your goals? My goals are to get this place to exactly where I want it, and then to maybe open a place abroad. Okay, cool. What is that like?
So if you say my goals, I mean, my goals personally would be to be, financially, I'm okay. So obviously everyone wants to be.
Well, that's it.
Everyone wants to be a millionaire, don't they? But so that's where I want to be. But you can't get that without doing that. I mean, my overall goal is to make sure my daughter's happy, and she's got everything she needs, and I want to be able to set her up later in life. Because whether she comes over to this side when she's older, she might not want anything to do with the gym, but I'd like to have enough to set her up into something. So if you're talking about personal goals,
well, I don't really mind, but your even when I ask you about your personal goals, it still intertwines heavily with your business. Yeah, which is what it's got to be. People need to realize that you live through your business. If it's what pays your mortgage, if it's what is your passion, obviously you're very, very passionate about this. This is what you do. Yeah, this is who you are. Like, this building encompasses your entire life, your entire persona. You're Danny from Area 51.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's what you are.
Oh yeah,
that's
it,
how you might as well be on your.
Yeah, I know what you mean. My goal is the gym.
Yeah,
You say what your personal goals. Well, my personal goals
is the gym.
It's to get this stuff. But like on a personal level, later on in time, later in life, is basically to set my little girl up with something. If she didn't want to take this over, which I hope she will.
Yeah.
But I know what you mean. Yeah, it is. My life is based around the gym.
Yeah, I was thinking about this the other day, and I thought we all do it. You can't sort of like anybody that says they don't is obviously lying. We all fantasize about the future, where we want to be. It's what helps us to goal set and to get to where we want to be. And none of my fantasies or like where I want to be in the future involve me really stressed out with work.
Yeah.
They involve me being a bit more chilled, spending time with my daughter, with my family.
Yeah. No, I get what you mean.
And like, it's hard to find that split, isn't it, between work life and family life? Do you really struggle with that?
Yeah. What do you mean to separate the two?
Yeah.
See, it's so hard to switch off.
Yeah.
We were talking earlier about overthinking, and that's what most of the time it's when you're about to go sleep. Or like, you see, when I went home, I always try, if I'm going home to see me little one. Yeah. I just try and put the phone on the side because it does not stop. That's another negative point on the business side of things. Don't really want to put anyone off on it, but you are constantly working, whether you're at the gym or not. And you have got to make time for your family. Like just put your phone on the side, turn it off, go and have a break. Stuff will sort itself out. Like I'm dead fortunate now. I got a manager, which is Gaz, who you've had a chat with on here before.
Indeed.
He manages the gym for me, so he helps me a lot now. So I can have that time, but I didn't have that for a long time because I couldn't afford one. But now I can afford to have him in place. Gives me time to be and have my daughter, not have to worry about my phone and worrying about picking up and worrying about making sure the gym's all right. But yeah, to answer your question, it does. It did come in between family life and business. Yeah. But now it's sort of stabilised. So I can have that time with my family where I don't need to keep checking on my phone. But it's blowing up all the time.
I leave my message. So let's say I'm working till I've got clients till 9:30 at night, like I did last night. Then I go home and I check my phone and I've got maybe 12 messages that I've then got to get back to people. Or I've got emails and you've got all stuff going on. There's always stuff going on in the background, isn't there? And
that's what I mean.
Sometimes you just need to chill and just take a bit of a. But this is what I think a lot of people that don't run their own business get, about being able to switch off. And I think actually the pandemic hasn't helped this with people that work from home because they don't tend to have a switch off point, do they?
Yeah.
They're a lot like us now where like you don't have a switch off point. If you get an email, you'll just reply to it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But there needs to be a
cut
off time.
There needs to be boundaries.
I've tried it because I sometimes when I I'll end up getting me little girl and I'll find myself looking at my phone because someone's messaged me and I'll see it flashing and I can't help but just see because I know it's from the gym. Or I know it's from a customer, or I know it's something to do with a deal that we're doing. Or you're like, I just can't help do it, and I'm like, no, I need to stop. So it's hard to do, but you do need to get that time right. 5 o'clock's come. I'm not at work anymore. Leave my phone out of the way. Let me go to the park with my little girl and just forget that I own the gym for a minute.
But you won't know, will you? Because if you're getting messages, you're getting stuff sent over about your business. You're going to be thinking that anxiety starts to set in. For me,
no, 100%.
I'm like. Oh, what's it about? What are they saying? What's his client saying? His client, are they messaging me to
have they cancelled tomorrow morning?
I'm in at 6. And they go, exactly. Do you find it, changing the subject a little bit, but almost circling back round to you've relinquished some of what you do in the gym to other people now? Was that really difficult? Having built something up to where it is,
no.
To then go in, here you go, you run it for me. Don't fuck it up.
Well, they're not running it for me; they're running it with me.
With you, yeah.
So
you're still very much in the business.
They run it with me. I have regular meetings to see what's going on, and so we have a chat every day. Yeah. But I want Gaz, obviously ex police officer, so he's just perfect for what I wanted.
Yeah.
But no, I'm glad to have him on board.
Yeah. Awesome.
He helps me out a lot. and it does give me that space, like to go and see my little girl and not have to think about it. Jimmy does give me that space, so no, I've got no regrets whatsoever in taking.
Did you ever
taking
think
that step?
Did you ever think during this journey, 7 years? Was it 2015? Am I thinking right, or 2016?
2016.
2016.
It was a bit. The boot camp was been open since 2013, I think.
Has it?
And then I bought it in 2016 and turned it into a gym.
Turned it into a gym.
Well, a gym and a boot camp.
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
Did you ever think, while you were doing this, did you ever think to yourself, this is getting too stressful, this is getting too much for me to be able to handle? And did you ever think, I need to sort of take a step back, or I need to relinquish this, or I don't feel like I can handle this pressure
I
anymore?
had that go through my head loads of times.
Yeah.
I'm selling it. I'm getting rid of it. I can't.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Because there's a lot of, like on the build up to it, like it doesn't happen as much anymore, but there was a lot of stressful times with members being disrespectful and, people stealing from me.
Really?
Yeah, people like, it's like, I can't trust you. You bring people in who you feel like you can trust, and and then staff, you feel like you can trust them, and then they end up fucking nicking from you.
Yeah.
It just like, it was just stuff like that. And then I'm quite a fiery person, so I'm like, so you're getting worked up about it. When obviously, because it's certain people that you've helped out and you've trusted, and you've sort of given them what they needed, so they could keep money in the pockets and keep them here in the gym.
Yeah.
So yeah, just there has been
times where,
even with members, I've had members who we've got really close to, thinking, we're all right, pals. Nah, it won't be him. He wouldn't have done it. And then check the cameras, they're robbing from you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
I think as well, and I don't want to sound elitist by being like going off and doing things on our own, like you going off and doing your, like opening a gym, and obviously your business is a lot bigger than mine. I'm just a sole trader, coach at this point, just going forward, running through it. But there seems to be I want you to do well, but not too well.
Yeah.
I want you to do and I think that's sometimes like, oh, he's all right, it's okay, I can get away with these things because he must have loads of money in the gym.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not like that, is it?
Yeah.
It's very much sort of, sometimes I get it where you'll have clients that just they'll cancel late notice or whatever, and like I'm always like a bit like Spider-Man, where everybody gets one.
Yeah.
So if somebody's ill and stuff,
I pretty much work in the same way.
You've got to sort of give, like you said, it's like 2 and you're out.
Yeah.
With me, if it's a constant, I can't make tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. and it's 10 o'clock in the evening, and it's like every week, and I'm that session, that slot is being just taken up by them, keep on cancelling. And you have to sort of like have a word with them, don't you? And sort of say, look, no, you can't be doing this. This is my business.
Yeah, now you've got to pay up front.
Yeah, exactly. People don't think that this is what we need to. Like, I've got a mortgage to pay.
Yeah, 100%.
And I've got a family.
No one actually thinks about the other side.
No,
they only see what's in front of them.
You don't realise why we do it.
Yeah.
Why we go out and why we work and stuff. So,
no.
Is there anything that you'd like to say about the gym, about business, about what it's like running the gym? Anything that you knew you were coming on today? Is there anything that was in the back of your mind saying, I hope he asks me about this, or I hope he asks about anything?
Everything we've spoke about is what I wanted to speak about. But all I'd say is, if anyone is doing it, it's just all about persistence. Yeah. But you've got to take the rough with the smooth. Yeah. Like I was saying then, when you said, is there times where you just wanted to give up? Yeah, of course there was. Yeah. Because they were just a few situations, what I just said about people you think you can trust, end up nicking from you and all that sort of stuff. Either with members here and there, and you've got to go. It's like because it seems to come in waves where it happens every day, and it's just like you've got to have confrontation every day, and it's like,
and the pressure just gets
and I'm like, I can't be arsed with this now. I'm like, I've done. It happens. It's part of the nature of the business, but when it becomes especially when it's with someone that you care about. Yeah. See, someone you cared about and someone you put time into goes and steals from you then you're like, what? I can't fucking trust anyone.
Yeah.
How the fuck? What am I supposed to do here? I can't even trust anyone anymore.
Yeah.
To be honest, like now though, I've got the best team I could possibly ask for.
Yeah.
I've had people in the past, but I cannot say anything bad about the team I've got around me now. I always say I need a receptionist that I can go home and go to sleep and not have to worry about anything.
Right.
And I've got that now.
Yeah.
Everybody is.
Everything. So all the puzzle, all the jigsaw pieces have just sort of like
that's what I mean. That's why
really
when you asked me about enjoying it now, and now the last year has been probably the best year I've had here.
Really?
Let's say the last 2 years have been the best couple of years I've had. I've got an absolute mint team in place.
Yeah.
All of them work hard. They're all brilliant on reception. They're all dead welcoming.
Yeah.
I cannot ask for a better team right now.
Awesome.
That's why. But on that though, it's like you struggle to add people to that team because you don't want a bad egg.
Okay.
And then that brings.
Yeah.
Do you know? So I'm like, I've got a good team now. I don't want anybody coming in to, that's
going to come in and
going to meddle with what I've got.
Poison the well, sort of thing.
So because I've got that good, and obviously I've had stuff in the past where people have done stuff.
Yeah.
I'm quite happy now. I've got my right. I've got the right crowd around me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Would you ever think about branching out? I know, like from the gym. I know that you do the Area 51 clothing line as well. Have you ever thought about doing anything outside of the gym? Have you ever thought about going, okay, I've got this business, it's just running. Yeah, I've had to put a lot of effort into it, but I feel like I've got scope to branch off into a different industry and do something else. Have you ever thought about?
I did own the removal firm, didn't I?
Yes.
So I had that.
Yeah.
That was going strong for a while, but we just calmed down on it a little bit.
Yeah.
Started to focus. The gym was losing a bit of focus, so I had to move back onto that.
Yeah.
Because I had a few little bits. I've just bought again. It's still fitness it's still fitness related.
Yeah.
So I've just bought into the Burn app.
Yeah.
Which is going live in January.
Okay.
But again, that's.
It's all going to integrate, isn't it?
It's all to do with the gym again.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah. Absolutely though. I love opening other businesses.
Yeah.
Love it. It's my passion.
Would you ever...
But I need to make sure it works because...
Yeah. Well,
you know what I mean?
I suppose this is like a bit of a learning... It's like a learning curve for you, isn't it? Where you'll probably look at people wanting to open businesses now and think, yeah, I've been through that and I know that's not going to work, or I know that probably is going to work, or he needs to push him down that direction. Would you ever feel comfortable going into mentoring somebody in like a business way? Because you've built this business... You like you said, it's taken you a while, it's taken you a long time, a lot of sort of missteps along the way and things that you've had to put into place and change. Would you ever feel confident mentoring somebody else and, going through it with them?
No. I'd like to learn a bit more first.
You want to learn more first?
I want to get another, this is one successful business. I'd like to get another. Yeah. I've done it once, right? I've got one thing that's ended up being awesome.
Yeah.
But I'd give people advice. If someone asked me about certain things, I have it all the time here, if about people opening other places up and stuff.
Right.
I don't mind talking to them about that.
Yeah. You've got to be honest with them, haven't you? Almost bring them down to earth a bit.
Yeah.
Have you thought about this?
Yeah.
You have to pay business rates. What are business rates?
See, I don't like bringing people down over it. I like to keep the spirits up. But it's just about making people aware because they'll just waste the money.
Yeah.
Or they'll just flatline straight away. Yeah. I mean, with the gym, we already had a boot camp that had 60 people a class going to.
Yeah.
So it was already established before we even got here. So we had a bit of a head start. And obviously we got the Brew Pack lads that have shareholding with us. Yeah. And they've been a big help to us all. Yeah. But as far as mentoring goes, I would always help someone if they ever needed advice on. If I knew the advice, I'd just say I don't really know. But if I knew how I could help them, I'd 100% help them.
I think as well, like you just sort of hit the nail on the head there, where you said, "No, I'd like to learn a bit more first." And I don't think we ever really stop learning, no matter what industry you're in, no matter what you do. Like, you're always going to learn. You're always going to make. You're almost certain you'll probably make another misstep with this business and something that you go, shit, I shouldn't have done that. But it's a learning, it's a step. Maybe I shouldn't have listened to that person. Maybe I should have listened to this person instead. Maybe we should have done this. It's all in retrospect, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, and it's about, it sounds corny. I've said it before on another podcast, but it's almost like, don't spend too much time looking in the rearview mirror.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's
ahead,
a good saying.
yeah?
It's a good saying.
Because if you spend too long thinking, well, we did that, and if we try doing this again, it's not, it's not going to work again. It's just timing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like you kind of, with bringing in all the new kit and getting an influx of new members post COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah. You kind of like, let's grab the ball by the horns and let's run with it.
Well, we had to,
sort of thing. Like you didn't have a choice, did you?
Yeah,
because otherwise the business probably wouldn't.
It was all or nothing.
Yeah.
And thankfully
it's paid off now.
But
it's taken a couple of years.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. The last 2 years we've been on the way up. We've been climbing the ladder.
Yeah.
But there has been some tough times because we've been open nearly 8 years now.
Yeah.
There's been some tough times up to that.
What does it during these tough times? I don't want to like dive into sort of like any sort of like times where you weren't happy or anything, but when business maybe wasn't doing that well, and you as we said before, you were thinking about maybe not carrying it on.
Yeah.
And so what was your thought process? What brought you out of that? What made you go, actually, you know what? Fuck it. This is going to work. I just need to stick at it. I've put too much effort into it to then quit.
I get it's because your days, when you are building, your days are so up and down.
Yeah.
You can have 1 week where you look like you dip in and you're getting stressed out with trying to keep everything afloat and making sure people are doing what they need to be doing and stuff like that. And then the week after, everything's gone dead smooth. It's honestly, you're on a roller coaster. Even with the membership fluctuating up and down.
Do you worry about that?
Not anymore, no.
Not anymore?
Because I did, but now, no, not anymore, because we've got where we want to be. We're not where we want to be properly, but we're thereabouts.
Yeah.
We don't need to worry about that anymore. I mean, obviously there's always a little bit of element just in case it just dips and goes out of nowhere. I mean, there's gyms popping up left, right, and centre, isn't there?
Yeah.
But no, I've not got any concern about membership now because everyone seems happy. I'm going to do my best to keep looking after them all, keep them where they need to be.
This is the thing. Once you've run this for such a long time now, it's almost like, don't sweat the small stuff.
Yeah.
You're always going to have fluctuations in members.
You learn to relax a lot.
A new gym opens, you've probably already sort of got projection of how many, this gym's opening at this time, so I'm probably going to lose this amount of members.
Yeah.
I just need to put a strategy in place to make sure we get those members back or just replace those members and things.
Yeah.
But I suppose that's something that you learn
going
along. It's something that I started my fitness career in gym management.
Yeah.
Before I really saw any clients, I was managing the gym. And so I kind of can relate, but it wasn't my fucking money.
Yeah.
So to a certain extent, and I knew where the money was coming from.
Yeah.
And there was an abundance of it. So you could almost, whereas like with you'd invested, you'd put your own money in.
Yeah.
So it is more of a worry, isn't it?
Oh yeah, of course.
The outcome is going to be more than just a commission. It's going to be, okay, well, if this goes down the tubes, I'm back driving wagons again.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, it was more so as well. I'd say Tim, we get along now, but it was more so he might have thought the same, but at the point where I was like, one of the main points of me going, I can't be arsed with this anymore, because I was in partnership with him, and I felt like I was carrying the gym, doing all the work, making sure it was all, and he might have thought the same, but to me, I was just seeing him PTing while I was doing what I was making sure the gym was.
You were managing it.
Running. Yeah. And I'm like, well, why am I doing this on my own?
Yeah.
To make the same amount as him, you know what I mean? So that was that was another time where it just enters your head. But then it fluctuates, it goes up and down.
Yeah.
So then the next day you'll wake up. I always say as well, if you've got a bad thought on your head, and you feel like you're gonna make a bad decision, go to sleep. Okay. Wake up in the morning, your mind will think completely different.
Absolutely.
I've done it so much.
Sleep on it. Sleep on it. Sleep on it or train on it.
Yeah. I always just go. I've learned that. So much I've learned about, because I'm a lot more relaxed with things now. When I first opened it, from I was a bit more they'd be out straight away. It'd be more of a battle.
Yeah.
Like I'd be dead frustrated with it. You know, if some, after you're building this gym and you're on the bones of your ass because of the money you put into the gym. One person,
yeah,
you react differently. I react loads differently than I did 5 years ago.
Yeah. I suppose
maturing.
Yeah,
I mean, I was young. I opened it. I was 28.
Yeah.
I was 28 years. I was 28, so I was still a young lad. So,
what did you want to do? Changing the subject a little bit. What did you want to do at 21? So go back to like almost teens or early 20s, because I don't think. I mean, I might be completely wrong, and you said at the start of the podcast that you didn't want to be. You didn't know you were going to be an entrepreneur. You didn't have that sort of. I want to do this. No. I want to open a gym. I want to be a business owner.
I've always wanted. I've always wanted to have my own business.
Right. Okay. Cool.
But I've always that's always been a thought.
Okay. Where does that come from?
I do not know where that's coming from.
It's weird, isn't it?
Because my old man owns his own firm as well. Okay. He owns his own firm.
So that's probably where it comes from.
Yeah, that would be where it'll stem from. Because he's owns his own construction firm.
Yeah. Okay.
So, but yeah, I always wanted my own gem.
Yeah, I think
but I sort of fell into it because I was training so long and I was having a lot to do with Tim at the time, and he obviously confronted me about it, and then one thing led to another.
I think for me, I'm going to talk about myself a little bit, even though I know I've got you on as a guest, but I've always wanted that. I've always had like an entrepreneurial spirit, but I don't really know where I've got it from because nobody in my family had it. Like my dad's
that's what
my
I'm
dad's
saying.
a solicitor. My mom, they've always worked, but never really ran a business. But I've always had that. Obviously, I'm not as me and you are on a different sort of journey. You've gone down the opening the gym route. I'm going down the sort of more the coaching, and I've got a business online which has launched, but it's going to get I'll talk about that more and the sort of like post credits. But we both got like an entrepreneurial spirit, and it interests me when I'm talking to people is to figure out where that came from, why you've got it, and what's made you persistent. And did you ever think to yourself, why have I got this? Why have I got this sort of like? Because some people it's like an itch that they need to scratch. For me, to be self-employed and to be in total control, whether it's because I'm ex-military and I didn't like being told what to do, some people it's like an itch. For me, it's like bloody acid wound. I need it. I can't literally have anybody else tell me what to do. I need to.
Once you've done this, once you've come into this world, you'll never be able to work for someone again.
Yeah. And this is one of the reasons why I wanted to get you on, was just to talk about the hardships of it. Yeah. Because I see people in this gym and people that talk to you, and everybody sort of assumes that everything's been really nice and easy.
Yeah.
For you. Yeah. And definitely. Because I've been in the industry for a while now. I've done a few different jobs. Like I said, I've done gym management, I've coached. So I can sort of see when you're like some of the stuff that you've had to do, some of the stuff you've had to go through. I remember from being on the outside, just being a member when the pandemic hit. Yeah. And I remember thinking, I hope this gym survives because I really like it.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people did, like you say, a lot of people stuck with us and carried on for us.
Yeah.
If they didn't pay their memberships, the couple that did.
Yeah.
There's about 300 people that stuck with me through that.
Yeah, because I remember I was like, I'm going to carry on paying because for me it was like 30 quid or something. I was like, it's not going to make a massive difference to me. But what did you do? As soon as you could open back up, you could open up where there was like a
outside,
did it outside, right?
Yeah.
But you only opened it up to people that had been paying.
Yeah.
And you didn't take any.
Well, I said members only.
Members only, yeah. So then people that stuck with you. We got to use an outside gym for a couple of months.
While everybody else was
still jumping around.
I do work like I reward.
Yeah.
I tried to look after people who've looked after me. I thought, that's it. They've said we can't open a gym inside, but nobody said we couldn't open one outside. So then I forgot about that. Yeah. I did. I just said, no, we'll get it outside then. Yeah. And then anyone who's continued with me, come on in.
Yeah. Awesome.
Just a way of saying thank you, innit?
Yeah.
To the ones who stuck with us.
Like we said at the start, it's that sort of respect. You've got to have I think gym members of a gym have got to have respect for the people that own it, the people that buy all the equipment, and you've got to respect the equipment. And as a gym owner or as a coach, you've got to respect your members and your clients, haven't you? And that's it. And that's pretty much what all this has been about.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
Anything else you want to add before I wrap it up?
Absolutely nothing, mate.
Nothing
with it.
Tell everybody about the gym. Tell where you can contact, where you can find the gym, and Instagram, Facebook. It's just Area 51 Fitness across the board, isn't it?
Area 51 Fitness Gym.
Awesome, mate.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Thanks very much for having me on, Nick.
Awesome. Cheers.
Cheers, pal.
Thanks for listening, guys. That was awesome. If you want to know more about me and what I do, go to southall-fitness.com or Nick Southall on Instagram and Facebook. I'll see you soon.